Hi, I'm James Vowles and I'm here to answer your questions about the Tuscan Grand Prix. After the first safety car restart, there was a huge accident involving many drivers. So let's work through exactly what happened there. The driver in the lead of the race is in control at the point where the safety car lights go out, but until that point they must remain within 10 car lengths of the safety car. The lights went out on the safety car only once they were going through the apex and on the exit of turn 15. That's the very last corner. The safety car peeled off to the right-hand side to go inside the pit lane, and now Valtteri's in control of the race. The problem is that's an over a kilometre straight, and the earlier Valtteri goes for it and guns the throttle and effectively brings the pack with him, the longer the straight will be, and therefore the higher the impact of the toe would be. You saw at the start of the race, and in fact during many restarts, that the car in the lead wasn't necessarily the one with an advantage. The cars behind in their tow gained huge amounts of distance up until turn 1. What Valtteri therefore, and what we had reviewed before, was to go as late as possible, because the shorter you make the straight, the better chance you do of holding onto that position. Valtteri did everything correctly. You effectively weave to make your own space and wait for the opportunity to go at the end of it. But when the pack is this tightly condensed, it becomes difficult to find your own space and know what you're reacting to. They couldn't see Valtteri right at the front of the pack, and they won't know when he had reacted and gone. When they saw the slightest movement from cars just in front of them, they interpreted that as the pack going and therefore went full throttle, crashing into each other. Towards lap 30 of the race, both cars were on medium and going into their stint. We'd expected to stop just one more time before the end of the race. We started to notice around lap 29, lap 30, a vibration on Valtteri's front tyres that was getting more and more significant. It was reminiscent of what we saw at Silverstone, so this time we wanted to prevent any incidents from occurring. As a result of that, instead of boxing Lewis first, because of the priority, we brought Valtteri in, and we reviewed what the best compound would be to fit in that circumstance. Given the medium degradation was higher than expected, given that this stint was slightly shorter than what we wanted to, and that we had a lead to the field, we opted for the hard tyre. Prior to that, what we were going to do is stop Lewis first, again priority on stop lap, and whatever tyre he fitted, we were more than happy to do something different with Valtteri. But this wasn't a planned stop. This was us reacting to a problem, and as a result of it, we went on the safe side. We weren't worried about the smoke that was coming out of Lewis's front left wheel. That was a consequence of the warming that he had done for both the tyres and the brakes on the formation lap. He generated temperatures of over 1,000 degrees on that disc, and it cooled back down. But it was still very warm as he sat on the grid. There wasn't really enough airflow through those last sequence of corners to cool the brake down sufficiently. Smoke isn't a concern. It's the carbon work inside the wheel that's just starting to effectively get too hot. Flames is a different problem altogether, and we didn't see any of those, and that's why our concerns weren't very high at that stage. During the final safety car, we fitted medium to both cars. The medium was in a new state. We had 2 new mediums for the race, whereas all of our soft tyres were already used in qualifying. And what you're looking for is the tyre that will provide you the best initial grip as it goes out, and a tyre in its new state will normally do that. After several laps of following on the safety car, the race was red flagged, which now meant a standing start, and that tyre that was new is now used. Furthermore, it's been running around a track, potentially not as much in this circumstance, where debris could be though. In other words, it could have picked up cuts, etc. So your trade-off is now a used medium that hasn't done a lot, but is now not in a used state, or a used soft. Now, between those two, the soft wins out just ever so slightly as a result of it. It's now a static start. You're relying on the car and the tyre being ready to go. It's only a formation lap that will bring it up to temperature. And as a result, we fitted soft to both cars. In the case of Valtteri, his soft actually didn't do much. It was the soft from Q3, and if you remember, a yellow flag meant he aborted very early into that lap. So for him, a very easy decision. Train. In terms of load on the driver, this circuit is right up there with the very worst. This year, in fact, we have a number of circuits that will be very difficult on the drivers. Istanbul, coming a little bit later in the season, will be exactly the same. The stoppages helped them. It allows you to just get out the car, rest, relax for just a short period of time, and it just allows a little bit of recovery. But ultimately, it's the muscles in your body that are suffering, especially in the neck and in the core, and the punishment's the same. You're still going around there flat out through a high-speed sequence from turn 6 all the way through to turn 9 that's nearly all full throttle, with over 4G worth of forces every time, and that has a punishing toll on them. Both commented afterwards that it was exhausting. It was a very, both mentally and physically draining race. Ultimately, both drivers train in between Grand Prix for the level of strength required both in the core and the neck for someone like Mugello, and their fitness was exactly the right level to deal with that circuit. A clutch is designed to do many starts across a race weekend. If we just focus Saturday onwards, free practice 3 will do a few starts. As we go into the race itself, we've got the laps to grid where you do a number of starts. You've got the pit stops, which still use the clutch in the same manner. They're still starts. And then, of course, we do the real start off the line that you see. As a result of that, the clutch itself isn't anywhere near its limit. We plan for several restarts or multiple stops during the course of the race, and our clutch could have done many more stops if we needed to on Sunday. Italy and Tuscany, that region we were in, is very much known for its food. The best meal, unquestionably, was Saturday night. We had a Florentine steak, perfectly cooked, incredible meat, and just shared that with just a few of us, just to make sure we had some downtime before Sunday. We've just finished 9 races in 11 weeks. I remember the last time we did a triple header, we all agreed, let's not do that again. That was quite punishing, and yet we've just done 3 on the bounce. This is punishing and hard for all of the members that are dedicating their life to the sport. If we start with the factory, all of the components are coming back, being serviced and maintained, turned around and sent to the track. This is happening continuously, day and night, to ensure that we have a fast and reliable racing car. Those trackside, the mechanics and engineers, have been away from their families for many, many weeks, and all of this is to be commended. It's a huge dedication to the sport that we love. For those at the factory, they've also, on top of that, been developing the car, ensuring that what we have trackside is getting faster and faster week on week. And for that, I'm incredibly thankful. It's a sport we love, it's a punishing sport, but it's one that has allowed us to now get just over halfway through the season. And the remainder of the season is looking a little bit easier. There's 1 triple header left with Bahrain and Abu Dhabi. The rest are more traditional race on, race off with a weekend. Thank you very much for all of your questions, and we look forward to answering them again after the Russian Grand Prix.